Vikash Ivan.
And I'm Chase Klein.
And we want to welcome you to our special edition of Tigerfeed News. This is Jim Brown right here. He has ran for mayor on Tuesday against John Cruz and Dave Halterman. His campaign slogan in the background says, Jim Brown for mayor. Is mayor. Okay, so let's get started with the questions. First of all, what motivated you to run for CF mayor?
Well, what motivated me the most was bringing what I had to the table in terms of skills and experience, and hopefully be able to help run the city into the future where my kids, which you folks here know, a couple of them, where they're going to have a good place to live, and others in the whole community will have a good place to live.
That's nice.
Yeah, cool. Well, do you have any special visions or goals for CF as a whole? Like anything that you really want to get done?
It's a great question. As I've run through the entire campaign, one of the leading attributes I want to bring to the table is my experience in business development. And business development basically is just going out to various companies around the world and letting them know that Cedar Falls is open for business. And so if we have a piece of property, or if we have talent from you and I, we have talent coming out of the high school, that these companies can come here, and that helps increase jobs, helps increase wages. That's one thing. The other is just a different type of communication style. I think I do okay communicating, and that's what I wanted to bring to the table, just so our citizens are informed when big major decisions are coming up. So those are a couple things I thought of right away.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
That makes
Good.
As mayor, what is your impact on the education for Cedar Falls?
Well, again, I do believe that it's important to have an ever-expanding city. If you're not expanding, you're contracting, and that's just not, I think, for a long-term vision, what we're looking for in our community. Along those same lines, as I mentioned a second ago, if you have good companies, we're going to need some good education pieces there too to learn, to make sure you're learning things that companies want to hire for in 5 or 6, 7 years, right? So the education is very important. I just did come off the school board. I've been on the school board for 6 years, and we have some very good programs in place to help towards that effort of making sure kids are coming out of high school, and then young adults are coming out of UNI, and we have a place for them.
Cool.
Yeah, I think you may have already answered this, but aside from education and other things, how do you plan to bring more jobs and people into the community? Do you have a very strong idea?
Well, yeah, I'll expand briefly on what I just said a minute ago, but it might be a number of different ways to make that happen. It could be literally looking through business directories and making phone calls. It literally could be reading an article in a magazine for IT, for industrial, or for information technology. Maybe calling that company and seeing if they want to expand, they can come here. And there's other ways to get the name out there in relation to making sure businesses know that we're open for business.
Cool. Cool. I think you've also answered this one like halfway maybe. What will you motivate, how will you motivate us to stay in Cedar Falls as we graduate high school?
You're right, Vikash. I did answer that because I think of my own kids, my own girls, and hopefully that spreads to nice young people like yourself. That if you leave college or leave high school and there's good jobs, then you're going to stick around. And that's what I want for my family, my girls, and eventually when I have grandkids. But I'm sure your parents would think the same thing. They want to keep you guys around too. So let's get you educated, get good companies in here, and we'll all be one big happy family.
Of course. Well, what ideas will you do differently from John Cruz? Do you have anything?
It's another good question. Throughout the campaign, I let folks know it wasn't an anti-John Cruz campaign. I like John Cruz. He's going to help me a great deal in relation to the transition for a new mayor in town. There's probably two main things that I do different. Basically in terms of communication skills. It's just a different type of communication skill. And we have big projects coming up, big capital projects, projects we're spending a lot of money on. And so I think we can help keep the frustration level down of our citizens if they're communicated with, and I think I do that different and hopefully a little bit better. The other is just simply leadership style. Leader, I believe, gets in front of things. A leader makes sure that they're well informed and they let folks know what's going on.
Sounds like nice changes.
I hope so.
Yeah. We've been kind of going with like office sort of work. What do you like to do when you're not in office?
Oh. Well, I like hanging around with my family. I like various sporting activities. I really enjoy golf. Upcoming is hunting season. I enjoy being outdoors in the wintertime for that. Do enjoy reading and hanging out with friends, probably.
That's nice, yeah, nice.
Well, as a mayor, do you have any words of advice for students here at Peach Junior High?
Yeah, a few good words of advice, I think. If kids can learn now how to communicate, learn how to ask questions, be inquisitive, which means you're just you're looking for reasons why. I think it's very important. Staying out of trouble. Good grades are good. They're good to have. But you got to be good people in order to be successful in life. Have those plans in place in terms of where you want to go to college, where you want to study, and where you're interested in, and then go for it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. Here we have Jim Brown with us today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.